Today is day one of our time in Tokyo, and I am so excited to explore.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Style by Lauren Ryder. If you're new here, I'm Lauren. I love thrifting and mixing and matching and playing around with my style. If that sounds good to you, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here. I am so excited because in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you my trip to Japan. I went for the last 2 weeks and I just got back. And this video, because we are all about fashion here, is going to be all about secondhand shopping in Japan. So I went to Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, and I'm going to be sharing that experience with you. Stay tuned for a haul at the end. Let's jump right in. This was day one in Tokyo. We had just gotten to Japan. I'm telling you, it's my first day. The weather was beautiful. We started off the day at a little cafe that we discovered. It ended up being our go-to favorite breakfast spot. And then we hit the shops. First off, we went to Vintage Qoo in Tokyo. I don't know how you say that store, but I was blown away by the amount of vintage designer handbags that were there. The condition of the handbags were pristine. I mean, I had never seen that kind of vintage selection in such great condition. And there were so many brands represented. You can see Balenciaga. There's a Balenciaga City bag. There was a ton of Gucci bags. And of course, a ton of Chanel and Fendi, Dior. I mean, you can see they even had shoes there and a small selection of ready to wear as well. I especially liked the leopard print Prada bag here that I saw and the little Louis Vuitton backpack I thought was super cute. I came to really be enthralled by Louis Vuitton after this trip because there were so many Louis Vuitton bags. You can see a ton over here. I had gone to more stores after this and there were Louis Vuitton bags like literally piled up on one another. There were so many to look at. These ones here too I thought were really cute because they were a little bit different selection you don't typically see by LV. So definitely some archival pieces here. There were also lots of special edition ones like the cherry one here and the polka dots, a bunch of different colors. And then over here in the case, there were a lot more designer bags, a lot of Dior. So many to see. And then here's some Fendi selection. This store had a ton of vintage jewelry pieces too, tons of vintage Chanel, Ferragamo, and again, they were all in great condition. I loved this crystal Dior lady bag. I mean, look how sparkly it is, so cute. And then, of course, the Chanel caught my eye. I really liked that black and white one at the top. I hadn't seen that one in person before. And that orange fuzzy one at the bottom, such a statement. But this was definitely a store where if you were looking for a very rare piece that you don't typically see, then it's a great place to shop. Like that sequin silver bag I thought was really cute too. I headed upstairs. Most of the vintage shops were multi-level, and on the top they typically had like Hermes bags or high-end jewelry and watches. Here there were a ton of Hermes bags at the top level, and I just had so much fun eyeing all of them. I mean, I showed my husband my dream bag there. If you're looking for a Birkin or a Kelly or any Hermes bag, really, I would suggest looking in Japan because you don't have to play any games. And like I said, the condition of all the bags, even if they're vintage, is amazing. Then we headed to the lower level of the store where they had a ton more Chanel handbags and pieces, and I was blown away. I think every Chanel handbag I could ever want or dream of was here. I literally was in Chanel heaven. Look at all of the handbags that they had. Look at in a million different colors, and I just fell in love with every handbag. I loved this sequin one here. was literally blown away by the selection at the store, but I do have to say that the prices were rather high. The prices were definitely not any cheaper than they would be in the US, but if you're looking for a rare find, this is the place to shop. The next place we stopped at is Amore, and there's quite a few locations in Tokyo. And this is another very popular store from TikTok that I just had to get a look at. And let me tell you, again, the Chanel inspo was real here. I found so many bags here in real life that I had always been wanting to see that I never find in the US. So definitely got some major style inspo and loved the eye candy for sure. This store has been frequented by quite a few celebrities. You can see who signed the wall when they stopped here. I saw Kim K's signature and a few other people too. So that goes to show how popular it is and definitely also goes to represent the pricing here. Next, we stopped at a Second Street location, and there are a ton of these stores around Japan. This one was in Tokyo, and I loved this sequin Gucci bolero. I thought it was so much fun. Of course, the polka dot is going to catch my eye as I'm wearing full polka dots. That's a Louis Vuitton top that I thought was really fun. You know, polka dots are going to be continuing all through the summer. And next, I stopped at another vintage store that was popular called Camellia Vintage. It's nice because all of these stores are so close to one another, you can just easily walk to them. And then I headed to Kindal, which was a consignment store that had a ton of designer pieces here in the case, and then also just some regular typical secondhand pieces as well. I thought this little denim polka dot bag was really cute. I forget the brand, but I think it was just a contemporary brand. But again, it was in perfect condition, and I thought it was just really fun. This skirt would be perfect for summer. It definitely reminded me of something we would have seen on the Chloe runway or something by Zimmerman. It would just be an easy breezy summer layering piece. For my Japan haul, and I'm so excited to share with you the things that I found. The secondhand shopping in Japan is unparalleled. It was so incredible. You know how I feel about vintage, and there were so many great pieces and everything was in such great condition. So starting off, I am loving micro bags. I've always loved tiny bags. And so when I saw this, it was calling my name. I feel like Speedies are definitely having their moment right now, but of course I loved the Nano because it's so tiny and it's just the cutest little thing ever. It doesn't fit my phone or anything, but it will fit all of the essentials like, your credit cards and lip gloss and, key. What else do you need there? And then my phone can just go in my pocket or something, but this is so much fun. And I'm thinking of putting a bunch of bag charms on it and just styling it up for the summer, but I am obsessed. I love this. Oh, and this one I found I think I got this one in Osaka. The next piece that I found, I still haven't taken the styrofoam off, but if you have watched my videos, you've seen this is my dream vintage Chanel backpack. It's the small Duma backpack, and I am obsessed. It is in amazing condition. Again, I found this one in Tokyo, and I bounced around to a few different secondhand stores looking for this specific backpack, and this was the one in the best condition for the best price at Camellia Vintage. I highly recommend Camellia if you are in Tokyo. They have some great pieces there, and the associates were really sweet. And this is a vintage backpack, I believe from the 80s, and it has the real 24 karat gold plated hardware with the CCs on the snaps. And because it is lambskin, it is super fragile. So if any of you know how to protect lambskin, I know you can't get it wet or anything and it scratches really easy. So let me know what you do to protect your lambskin so that I don't feel scared about wearing it out, because I still haven't taken it out. I'm obsessed with this bag. It's been on my dream wish list for quite a few years. And then finally, the next piece that I picked up. So I came to realize that Japan really is the land of LV. There is Louis Vuitton everywhere. Like, there are some stores where they're just stacked, like bags just stacked upon one another, and they're all in really great condition. And this really wasn't on my radar, but when I spotted it at the store, I thought it was so fun. Again, it has a little micro bag attached, but it is the Louis Vuitton Papillon bag, I think that's how you say it, and it comes with a little micro bag too. So this is cool because I can fit everything in here, like my phone, everything, and then this is just like the tiny little one when I want to grab something and go and just do a quick errand or something. But I love this, and again, I'm going to put a bunch of bag charms on it, and we got an amazing deal on this. You can see the condition is perfect. It looks like it's never been used. So I am so excited to wear this in the summer as well. Then I also got a couple pairs of shoes. So who would have thought that I would be an Adidas girl? I've never been into sneakers. I've never been into like a sporty shoe. But since this trip and I got the silver Taekwondo shoes, I wore them the entire trip. That's the only shoe that I wore, and I fell in love with them. They were so comfortable. And so we had to check out the Adidas store when we were in Japan too. And these shoes I actually were looking for here before I left for my trip, and they didn't have them available in my size, but I found them in Japan, and they are the May Ballet shoe. And what's really cool about these is it comes with a bunch of different laces that you can switch it up. So I'll probably wear them like Miu Miu style and do a couple different laces or a couple different colors even. I'm obsessed. They're super comfortable, and I love just adding a little bit of a sporty edge with this shoe to a super feminine outfit. So this is going to be fun to style in the summer here with dresses. And then I also got these really cute, I don't know if you can see, they are bow charms that you can add to the laces. So how fun is that? I got these in a few different colors, but you know me and accessorizing, I never say no to an accessory, so I'm gonna have so much fun styling these. I got them in quite a few different colors, and I'm gonna mix and match and just go crazy with my shoelaces. The next shoe that I got are these ones here. I don't know what these are called, but they're like, they're just a black and white. I don't know. Let me see. What are these? These are Taekwondo lace lace-up shoes. So they're like my silver shoes with the laces. But again, I love that they have the laces because I'm gonna go crazy adding my bow charms on there. How fun. And again, I don't know what it is, but I'm just loving a sporty shoe. I also really like how these look with a sheer knee sock or a really frilly feminine knee sock. So these are gonna definitely come in handy for walking. And then I also got a couple other things too. So when we were walking around, I spotted a bookstore and I had to pick up the Vogue Japan and the Harper's Bazaar Japan. So I feel like you can't get magazines in store, especially fashion magazines, anywhere. I can never find them, or if I do, they're like $1 million. And I think this is so cool just to have with the Japanese on there, and these I'm gonna keep forever. I mean, they'll remind me of my trip, and they were just so cool. So I love these. And then finally, bag charms obviously are a huge thing here, especially with the Labubu craze and everything, but I found quite a few bag charms just to add to my new bags that I got. And I don't know about you, but I think this one here is so much cuter than a Labubu. Let me grab it out. This was from the like mall, department mall. I don't know what it was called in Ginza. Look how adorable this little dog is. So it has pearl eyes, a little crystal rhinestone nose. It's got the little scarf on its head that I like to wear. How cute is this? So I'm definitely going to be adding this to my bags. I think it's just so much fun. The next charm that I got, just to kind of add me of my trip and go along with the pearls, I got a little bear, again with the pearl eyes. I love the black and white. I got this little like pom thing with the heart sunglasses. So just imagine my bag with like a million different bag charms on it. Like, how fun is that gonna be? I especially love the small size of this bag with just like a million things hanging off of it and really going crazy with the accessories. So that was all that I got in Japan. I had such an amazing time, and I cannot speak highly enough of the secondhand shopping. Like I said, everything was in such amazing condition. As far as the prices, I would say that they were much higher in Tokyo than I was expecting, but when we went to Kyoto and Osaka, they were definitely more reasonable. If you're looking for a really hard to find rare archival designer piece, I would recommend looking in Tokyo, like at Amore or Casanova Vintage or Camellia or Vintage Qoo. I don't know how you say that. It's Vintage Qoo. But if you're looking just for a great pristine condition secondhand bag, then you'll find it in Kyoto or Osaka for sure. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here. I probably have a ton more Japan content. I could probably make another video, so let me know if you want that, but I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.